Good afternoon, everybody. I crave your indulgence. Can I just see, by a show of hands, how many people here currently run a startup? Okay. About 50%. How many people here intend to run a startup within the next 12 months? How many people are here just for the fun of it? Okay, at least 2 or 3 of us. Because me, I'm just here for fun. Okay, if you're not enjoying your life, then you're not living. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, how many people here know how to read a balance sheet? 1, 2, 10%. How many people here know how to read an income statement? About the same number. All right. How many people here have ever read a term sheet? Even less. So if I were to say to you, please define for me, let me see by a show of hands, the following. Dilution as it appears in shareholding when an investment is made. 3 people. Okay. How many people know what a Series A round is? Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate, your candor. What I'm hoping I can do in the next, I got 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Banky, 5, 10, 15? 15. Okay, in the next 15 minutes, hopefully, is to do 3 things. The first is to tell you and share with you why not just Lagos, not just Nigeria, but the whole world is betting you succeed. Not to put pressure. And I'll share that when you start to see what is happening in Lagos and how the rest of the world is viewing Lagos. The second thing I hope I do is to send you back home onto the internet so you can educate yourself a bit more about what it does take to actually raise money. And the third is I hope I entertain. All right? If I don't do all of the 3, at the end of the day, you can throw me out. After all, who cares? Okay, about me, you can find out on About Me. That's the easy part. Okay, if you want to know about me, just go to About Me /Tomi D. So I'm not even going to bother to tell you anything more than that. On the internet, About Me /Tomi D, and it'll tell you everything you need to know, so you don't need to worry about me spending your time pontificating. Next slide, please. Okay, first, how many people here went to LASU, Lagos State University? 0. Covenant? Well done. Unilag? Okay. FUTA? OAU? Lagos Business School, Federal College of Education, Yaba College of Tech, Jandon and abroad, from over there, over yonder. Okay, on your own. Okay? How many people here went to university? Okay. How many people here went to a Nigerian Federal University? They lied to you. They cheated you. They robbed you. And I apologize on behalf of my generation that made it happen. The education you got, no matter how good you think it is not as good as it could have been. You see that young lady there in Covenant, right? what she's getting will run rings around what you got in federal universities. That's the truth. Most people don't want to hear it, but that's the reality. What is coming out of our universities today is not the fault of the students. It's the professors who have become victims of the environment in which they find themselves. Just like the policeman on the street. Okay? We all think it's the policeman. No, it's not. It's the system that creates the policeman, just like the system that creates the professors. Why am I bringing that up? Because if something is broken, what do? You fix it. So I've just told you, your education is broken. And my survey at the beginning was to validate that. We are churning out graduates who are financially illiterate. They do not understand, okay, the use of money. Excuse me, sir, I need just 5 million. If I take the 5 million, I'll do this, and then I'll do that, and I'll make pigs fly. What's your revenue stream? What are the risk factors? What is risk? What is revenue? How is that different to margin? How is it different to gross profit? A startup came to me the other day, oh, we want to do ABC. I says, okay, how long have you been around? How many people running startups have been around for 12 months? If you're running a startup and you've been around for 12 months, please, can you stand up? If you are running a startup and you've been around for 12 months, don't worry, I'm not going to embarrass you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, of all of you standing, how many of you have accountants? Let me see by a show of a hand. Accountant, an accountant. 2, 3. Thank you. That's the first thing. How many of you have lawyers? No. That are working for your startup, not in your startup, but that are working for you because you're running a company. 1. Thank you. You can sit down. 2 things you need immediately if you're going to run a startup in this country and anywhere else. So people say, I need money, and I'm looking and I don't see professional services as one of their costs. So that immediately tells me you're not going to get anywhere. It's like saying, oh, I'm in university and I ask you who your professor is, and you don't know. These are the important things. This is what an investor is looking for. You are telling me, okay, I'm going to spend A, B, C, E, and F. But I ask you, you've been around for 6 or 12 months, and I say, what's your burn rate? And they look and say, huh? How many people know what burn rate is? Okay. Burn rate is the amount of money you consume as a company every month. How much are you spending each month? Salary, so much. Transport, this one. Feeding, this one. We have to buy spare parts. We have to buy this. We have to buy that. Total, this amount. We don't have any money coming in, but that's what a startup's all about. I'm not expecting you to have revenue, but how much are you spending? The Yorubas, amazing people, they have a saying. They say, whatever you are not going to accept when you're rich, you've got to reject it when you're poor. What does that mean? It means the habits you use for your startup is the habits that your company will have. They don't change. Google didn't start. Google started just as they are now. They didn't start by being, let me keep the information. I don't want him to know. No. Information must be free. Stephen Covey says, start as you intend to continue. If I listen to any of you, I can tell who your parents are, what they're like. And it's the same issue. So I said it's broken and you've got to do what? Do you know what I mean by fix it now? Go get some learning. Most of us are financially illiterate. What do I mean by that? We know about money. But when it comes to paper money, planning money on paper, and understanding where your money is going, how much it returns, when it returns it, how it will do that, we don't know a lot. So academia, plenty. A lot of you are coming out of it, but they're not giving us the good stuff. But the good news is this. How many people know YouTube? Yeah, I know. If you don't know, please go on the internet and put YOUTUBE. Okay? It is my favorite channel. Why? Because there's nothing you're looking to learn you can't find. Just go and find bandwidth. And there are enough places now to get proper bandwidth. I'm not even going to go there, but I'll touch on it even a few minutes later. Are you feeling me? Thank you. Next slide, please. Okay. You guys are missing. My apologies. You'll be on the version 2, which is coming out in 3 weeks. There are events ad infinitum to train you. Remember, my theme is, it's broken, we've got to fix it. This is how you fix yourself. Just like this. For those of you, they said there's tech, marketing, biz dev, and investor, Abi. Those are the 4. Right. For the tech guys, you have hackathons. Okay? For the marketers, you've got Lean Startup Machine Social Media Week. For the investors, you've got Angel Fair. For everybody, you've got Tech Cabal Battlefield and Startup Weekend. The point I'm trying to make is, if you want to learn how to build a proper startup, there's enough happening in this ecosystem in Lagos, continuously. If you want to find out, look, I've got a little secret. I'll share it with you, on the condition you don't tell anybody. It's called Eventbrite. How many people know Eventbrite? How many people actually go there and try and find out what's happening in Lagos? Exactly. Next slide. You got tons of incubators that will help you out in your startup. Next slide. And technology, from Techno to Microsoft, all of them are fighting for you. Okay? You'd have power more than you can recognize. Why? Because you're doing that magical thing they call a startup. They don't know where Zuckerberg version 2 or Gates version 2. Well, arguably, Zuckerberg is Gates version 2, and then it's Gates version 3 they're looking for now, but that's a different debate. Are coming from. Next slide. Connectivity, I just said, you know, in my pocket I have a MiFi from Smile. I mean, the thing's amazing. Okay? 9K for 10 gig. You can't beat that. I was at a Tisala, they were telling me grammar. It's 6K for this one. And then the thing is, if you're in Lagos, that's if you're not going outside, Smile is doing amazing. You know, my old people Mobitel. Sorry. Okay, next slide. Okay, these are some of you. Okay, if you're not on there, I'm at Tomi D. Let me know about your startup. We'll see, you know, we'll try and understand what you're doing, and we'll plug you to the rest of the world. Next slide, please. Okay, I think Banky already talked about this. These are some of the big boys on the block now. Anybody on that is doing more than $1 million a year. Okay, and they're all Nigerian startups. If you're on there, the only way you get on there is you show me, okay, audited accounts, not, oh God, we made the money. Nah, not interested. Audited accounts from your accountants, signed off by your board of directors, that you made over 170 million naira. Then we can put you up there as one of them. Last slide. Okay, this is where I wanted to spend some time, because I was asked about, money, 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 money. Where do we get money from? Elumelu Foundation gives $5,000. If you have a great idea, they give about 50 people. I hear Tony is about to increase it to what, 1,000 across Africa? Yeah. That's the last thing I heard him say. Okay, is he's going to give 1,000 people $5,000 each. But it's all across Africa this time, not just the 50 he's been given in Nigeria. Okay, Leap Africa provides support. TEDx, I'm not going to bother with. The Lagos Angel Network gives up to $50,000, no more. Okay. VC for Africa, I think in VC for Africa, we're allowed to do up to $250,000. I haven't done that. The most I've done through VC for Africa, I think, is $25,000. But VC for Africa, some of the angel investors there will do anything up to $250,000. And Innovate Lagos is still trying to make up their mind, but they're coming up with a program and a foundation and funding. What's missing from here is Echo. Echo is raising $15 million, and they should, be having that money ready sometime later today. I'm sorry, but I've run out of time. I hope you found at least some of it, very useful, and I did deliver on my promise. Thank you for listening.